Joining us from Beijing. Victor, it's good to talk to you again. Of course, China already had experience, right, with Trump tariffs in particular, because he imposed tariffs on China during his first term in office. How do you think they're looking at this second round?
Well, first of all, I think the Trump administration is becoming more and more wanton and reckless in weaponizing tariffs. During Trump, the first term, he and his government focused on China using tariffs as weapons. But now it seems that the Trump administration 2.0 is really generally apply weapon in all directions against the Canadians, the Mexicans, other countries, most likely against the European Unions very soon, and again against China. Now, philosophically, tariffs will not work. It will make the inflation pressure in the United States even worse and will significantly erode the quality of life of the American people. Tariffs are not paid by China. It is paid by the American consumers, even though the tariffs will make the Chinese export more difficult to the United States. But philosophically, it's the wrong thing to do.
You know what Donald Trump's answer would be there? His answer would be, well, actually, bring in your manufacturing. This is what he really wants. He wants foreign makers of pretty much anything to go and build their factories and manufacture in the U.S., and that's what the tariffs are for, first and foremost. Now, could China lose some manufacturing to the U.S. on account of these tariffs?
Well, if you do the simple math, to move manufacturing jobs in a significant amount back to the United States need to do a lot of things. The price differential is not the most important factor behind the fleeing of manufacturing jobs from the United States, which has been happening for the past several decades. I think the United States has a lot of domestic heavy lifting to do before they can reach a point where manufacturing jobs will find it attractive to move their operations back to the United States. From the Chinese perspective, we're very eager and very happy to move some of the manufacturing jobs to the United States. But the U.S. government need to make it certain that the investments in the United States will be protected and there will be no discrimination against investments from one country versus another country. Equal treatment should be applied, and quality of labor need to be improved. Professional training need to be provided to the staff, for example. Lots of things need to happen at the same time before any significant amount of manufacturing jobs will flow back to the United States.
If you look at the countries that have been threatened by Trump, they tend to do two things. Yes, they impose retaliatory tariffs, right? They fight back, which is also what China is doing and will continue to do. But also they make some concessions, typically. Do you see China making concessions to Donald Trump and to the U.S.?
Well, I would say for the past 4 decades and more, China and the United States have always been readjusting their relations with each other. I would not call them concessions. I would call them readaptation to the circumstances of the opportunities and the challenges on the ground. I think both China and the United States need to readapt to the new situation. And for President Trump, I think both China and the United States need to, first of all, see the right thing to do, and secondly, don't degenerate into the low road, because the low road will not help either China or the United States, and China will be very happy to talk to the American government to figure out the better road, the highway to improve China-U.S. relations and to make the inflationary pressure in the United States less menacing against the fundamental interests of the American people.
Yeah, we know that inflation is also something Donald Trump's concerned with. He said he would bring down the prices in the U.S. for consumers. Victor Gao, Vice President of the Center for China and Globalization, thank you very much.